My name's Christina Gorczynski, and I'm the Executive Director of the League of Women Voters of the Houston area. The League was founded in 1920. That's the same year that women received the right to vote in the United States by Constitutional Amendment 19. And our organization was born out of that women's suffrage movement. So the same people that were going state to state, city to city, fighting for women to get the right to vote, then went and educated this brand new voting population on their right, educated them on issues, educated them on where to go and vote, educated them on how to register to vote. And for the last 91 years, we've renewed our mission at every turn. So in the 60s, it was working to eliminate things like poll taxes and literacy tests. And present day, we're doing youth engagement, meaning that we go out and we educate 18-year-olds on their right to vote, teach them how to register, and educate them where to go to cast their ballot. We also do a lot of outreach with new citizens. So from the beginning of the citizenship process, helping them fill out forms and literally work to become citizens. And when they are naturalized, at those naturalization ceremonies, we are there to register people to vote and teach them more about how to engage in our democracy.
Tell me about your work with the League today, if you would.
Definitely. We are starting an official collaboration with the League to help track voters and promote civic engagement. For the past 5 or 6 years, myself and the City of Houston and Naleo Educational Fund have organized these monthly events to help individuals achieve their dream of citizenship. And the next step is to connect with them and make sure that they take the next step and go ahead and become registered voters and participate in the process. And with the League of Women Voters, it was just a great combination. This way we get to kind of know where they are, who they are, and make sure that they know where the resources are to vote and have the encouragement to vote. So we're really pleased of this new collaboration. We expect a lot from that.
I think something important for the city is to make sure that immigrants are fully integrated in the political and civic life of this country, and citizenship is part of that process. And after that, being active citizens, not only participating in community events, volunteering, but also voting is very important. And that's why all these components are coming together, and now with the League of Women Voters here is really going to help us out to fully educate immigrants in this process.
Right now, we have a good couple of hundred people who have arrived for free learned assistance in preparing their naturalization applications. These are legal permanent residents who are on the cusp of taking that huge and wonderful step and becoming American citizens. The first step of that process starts here today. There are volunteer attorneys on the premises who are helping to screen them, make sure everything is in good order. We're here, the League of Women Voters is here, as part of a corps of volunteers who sit one-on-one with each new applicant, helping them complete a very complicated and very long, it's a 10-page application. And we're trained and we're here to help them to make sure everything is in good order and there'll be no barriers on their road to citizenship.
Ahora tenemos a la representante de la Liga de Mujeres Votantes de Texas. Now we have the representative of the League of Women Voters, Cynthia Gorczynski. Ella nos va a dar una presentación sobre qué tipo de servicios tienen ellos. Y le damos una bienvenida especial porque ellos de ahora en adelante van a estar participando con nosotros. We wanted to give a special welcome to the League of Women Voters, to Cynthia Gorczynski today, because from now on they are going to be participating with us to add a new part of education duty, and it's how to register tomorrow. So please welcome Cynthia Gorczynski. Por favor, démosle la bienvenida a Cynthia Gorczynski.
Muy buenos días, amigos. y candidatos para la ciudadanía. Benito me da la introducción, es Cynthia Gorchinsky, pero la pura verdad es que Cynthia Canales Reyes era mi mamá y Pérez era la familia de ella también, Canales, mi papá, y Gorchinsky, el señor que dejé en la casa hoy en la mañana. Mucho gusto estar aquí con ustedes para hacerle unos puntos sobre la oportunidad y privilegio que van a tener y tenemos todos cuando nos volvemos ciudadanos de los Estados Unidos. Las votaciones es la forma en que todos los ciudadanos en la democracia hacemos las decisiones para la vida pública y cívica en la privacidad de la mesa de votar. Nosotros damos la opinión, el apoyo a nuestros candidatos preferidos y tal vez también a un punto de gobernación o gobernanza que nos va a afectar. Nosotros sabemos que los ciudadanos son suficientemente inteligentes para poder pensar a quiénes van a seleccionar. We are, as citizens, prepared and smart enough to make our choices that should not be affected by anyone else in the privacy of the voting booth. Why should we or anyone bother to vote? Many times, elections, surprise, are affected by one or very few votes. This has happened. And so, from the beginning of your citizenship, you will have the opportunity to register to vote. And this is so important. We may not always vote for the winning candidate. Tal vez el candidato no va a ganar, pero siquiera nosotros hemos puesto suficiente empeño para poder hacer la decisión propia, expresar nuestra opinión. Bueno, this is what you need to do in order to vote. Todos los ciudadanos necesitan ser registrados en el condado de su residencia. El registro para votar es ligero y fácil. Cuando ya han jurado su ciudadanía, se les va a proporcionar una forma, a form just like this, okay? It's short, 10 answers, 10 questions, something, not like the forms you're filling out now. Va a ser bastante fácil. La primera pregunta, are you a U.S. citizen? And the day of your naturalization, you'll be able to answer yes for the first time. You'll then fill out your name, el nombre, la dirección, fecha de nacimiento, and the last 4 digits of your social security number if you have it, or your full number of your Texas driver's license. You sign the application and put the date on it, and then you will be giving it to, right after the ceremony, and you're now a citizen, you'll be handing it to a person, one of the volunteers wearing these IDs, okay? Ya ves, traemos la bolsita y el badge para poder recoger en ese momento que van saliendo de su ceremonia de ciudadanía. Ahora, en el correo, por correo, después de que los voluntarios de elecciones. Este es el mío. Va a recibirlo por correo en unas pocas semanas. Hay varias formas de votar en Texas. Pueden votar por correo si tienen más que 65 años. 65 años ya bien. Están enfermos o incapacitados, o si van a estar afuera del condado de Harris el día de elecciones y durante el periodo de votar temprano. Ahora podrán pedir su certificado de votar con una aplicación por el correo o llamar a las oficinas del condado de registro y visitar o por visitar ustedes que tienen el internet. Todos los votantes registrados pueden votar en Harris County en una mesa. All registered voters can vote in Harris County at their polling place during the early voting period. That's usually 2 weeks antes de las elecciones. About 2 weeks before the regular election day, they'll have early voting. El día propio de elecciones va a su propia mesa. You go to your voting place indicated on your registration. If you vote early or on election day, please remember that you can bring handwritten information into the voting place for your personal use, not anybody else's. Es mejor llevar apuntado los candidatos o los puntos por los cuales quiere votar ese día. Otra cosa, voters may be assisted by any person of their choice as they cast their ballots. No tiene que explicar o disculparse con nadie. Esa persona puede acompañarlo como votante. A voter may not be assisted by his employer or an agent of his union. A voter may also be assisted by a poll worker that you ask for help. Voters who have trouble getting around will be conveniently accommodated at all voting places. No necesita explicación ni prueba de enfermedad o incapacidad. Todas las mesas de votar tienen acceso así elevado para que pasen. Todas las mesas van a tener siquiera una unidad para acceso para los incapacitados. That's a disabled access unit, E-Slate voting machine that offers audio voting, puff and sip voting, and a lower entrance for all those who use a wheelchair or prefer to sit. También pueden votar, yo no lo he hecho, pero sí he ayudado en el bordillo de la calle. Uno puede mandar a sus representantes con su identificación y send in a companion to the voting place with the voter's ID and E-Slate machine. That will be brought to the curb so you can vote. Voters can take as much time as they need to at the E-Slate. Once activated, the ballot will not time out or expire. Voters who discover some sort of problem at the polls may always cast a provisional ballot. The provisional ballot will trigger an investigation into the voter's particular circumstances. O sea, ¿por qué hubo el problema? The voter will receive a letter explaining the official determination. Buena suerte en su proceso de la ciudadanía y esperamos que tal vez para noviembre todos ustedes o en mayo, marzo ya tengan el privilegio y sientan el deber de votar como ciudadanos. Gracias.
Tell me about today's ceremony.
Well, we have about 1,538 new citizens joining us, speaking 106 different languages. And we have a number of servicemen who are becoming naturalized citizens. And I think it's one of the most enjoyable aspects of being a federal judge is being able to preside at these ceremonies. These are people who do it right. They're very enthusiastic, and it's a wonderful day for them. And I get a great kick out of it myself.
How long have you been with the league?
Oh, about 45 years.
Tell me about that. What have you done for the past 45 years?
Well, I've been president, I've been vice president. Right now I'm treasurer for the Houston Area League, and I go around and help register voters at naturalization ceremonies, which is always exciting to see the new citizens, and they're always so glad to be citizens, and they're happy to register to vote. They're anxious to get their voter registration, and they always want to know when the next election is and what it's going to be. So it's really a wonderful project that we do.
I'm here to register new voters. This is the perfect opportunity to grab them as soon as they become citizens and get them registered to vote and make them part of our political process.
We Americans believe, we have always believed, that we're smart enough and we're wise enough to govern ourselves. The League of Women Voters for 91 years has been in the business of making democracy work.
Those motions for continuance are granted. As to those petitioners present, have you examined each as to his and her respective qualifications for naturalization?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied from your examination that each petitioner is entitled to be admitted to the United States as a citizen without any doubt?
Yes, Your Honor. I am satisfied. And as Immigration Services Officer, I do move that each applicant present be admitted to citizenship. Certain of the applicants have requested a change of name, and I move that each such prayer for change of name be granted.
The motion for citizenship and change of name are granted. Let me ask everyone here, are you now prepared to take the oath of allegiance to support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States without any reservation? The oath is prescribed by law and is essentially in three parts. In the first part, you will renounce your present or former allegiance. In the second part, each petitioner takes the oath that he or she will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, both foreign and domestic, and to bear true faith and allegiance to the same. In the third part, the petitioner expresses his or her willingness to bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law and to provide non-combatant service when required by law. If there's any of you out here who cannot take this full oath without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, such individual now so state. There being no response, I will now ask everyone who will be taking the oath as a citizen, please stand. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civil direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May it please the court. I'm an elected judge in Fort Bend County. Our courthouse is in Richmond. I'm going to ask you to raise your hands. Are there any of you who are residents of Fort Bend County? I see several of you. Stafford, Missouri City, Sugar Land, which is where I live, Richmond, Rosenberg, and parts of Houston. Especially to you, I'm honored to stand in front of you today. You are my people, all of you. You are Americans today, but your heritage is very important to you and to your family. Contrary to what the papers say, you're not hyphenated Americans. You're Americans, and I applaud you for that. I applaud you for going through the naturalization process to become legal U.S. citizens. Finally, I'd like to share with you part of my philosophy. Remember, I was raised by parents who grew up during the Depression. I firmly believe that to those whom much is given, much is expected. That comes from the Bible, the book of Luke. I feel very blessed to be an American and a Texan. I am blessed to be a judge, to have a happy marriage, and to have grandchildren. But with these rights come responsibilities, and I'd like to remind you that not only are these my responsibilities, they're now your responsibilities. You have a responsibility to defend this country and your fellow citizens from enemies within and without. That should be no surprise after what happened on September 11th. This is a time of great turmoil in the world. That may be the reason that some of you are here today. You have a responsibility to educate yourself and to vote. You have a responsibility to serve the public in government if you're so inclined. You have a responsibility to abide by the laws of this country and of this state, to support your blessings by paying your fair share of taxes. You have a responsibility to help those less fortunate, and you have a responsibility to make this country and this state a better place because you are here. Finally, you have a responsibility to set a positive example as a citizen for your children and for your future generations. In summary, it is our responsibility to give more than we take. My mother used to say to aim for the stars. You are a citizen of the U.S. now. U.S. spells us. You are one of us. May God bless this country. May God bless this state. May God bless each and every one of you. And as we say in Texas, welcome, neighbor. Thank you.
The League is a great organization of men and women who are passionate about our democracy. I am an organization vice president, and I also work on trying to help voters understand the new voter ID law, getting ready for that project.